What's the word with the politickers? DamnHomie sat down with Bey Fo from Westside Hoover. Groove unpacking some of his stories from YA in the pen. He was down with Bey Brazy and young Ant. He went to school with Brazy and know his family. When he first hit the Y, they squabbled up. Fo hit the track and niggas started hitting him up. Where you from, blood? Oh yeah? Yeah, you got phase on lanes. Brazy was older than him, but that don't mean much when you active. Damn near everything boy gang. The staff set the fade up between them. They went in there and hit the cell and got cracking. Sound like Brazy got the best of him to me. Groove said he held his arm. He was shorter than him. He spared us the details though. He said he was in a pen with Brazy too. He a solid one to have on your team when it come down to it on some black shit. Brazy always gonna perform. He keeping it 100 though. DamnHomie gotta have him on as a repeat guest. This interview got the same flow as the one she did with Monster. He spoke on the time he was in Preston with young Ant too. Ant told him, where you from? He like, I'm from Hoover. Ant like, I'm from 6 South. In his head, he already knew who Ant was, so he was tripping for a second like, huh? Ant doubled back and told him, I'm playing, cuz. I'm young Ant, 83rd Street. Shot him some weed up under the door. He was there when Ant whooped out Bam Bam from up north. Sent him out on the helicopter.
My name Fo Money. Some people know me as Bey Fo. You know what I'm saying? I'm out the Hoovers.
So you went to YA with Baby B Brazy?
Yeah. I was in YA with him, and I actually went to elementary with him. I've been knowing him. I know his sister, his mama. I know everybody. You know what I'm saying? He kind of grew up with all my guys. He knew us. If you really from our generation, you know, he actually knew us. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, for when I figured out he was from Denver Lanes, I figured it out in YA. You know what I'm saying? And so when I went to YA, when I first went there, I ran into him. Well, I went to a certain YA, and I ran into him. And basically, like he said with the story, I was walking on the track first, though. And, you know, niggas was hitting me up. The niggas was already telling me, I think my nigga Mousy from the kitchen, it was like it was like the nigga who, like, they shoot up when you come. It was like, hey, man, you from Hoover, little nigga? He like, how old is you? I'm like, shit, I'm a young nigga. But he like, you look like a little, I mean, you know, you a little younger. I'm like, yeah. He like, man, you got some niggas up here. Like, you know they be doing. I said, I don't give a fuck what they do to niggas. They ain't gonna do it to me. So, bro was like, bro, this little nigga confident. So, as soon as I hit the track, the first nigga I was seeing, the nigga was playing handball. This nigga, Bey Brazy, and this nigga had like a fucking crew around him. And, you know, he had like all kind of niggas that was, you know, he always had like a little fan base. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really want to say a handful of dick riders, but I ain't gonna use that terminology. You feel me? But he had niggas who was like basically like trying to intimidate me for him. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that nigga like, yeah, Denver Lanes Bloods. And I seen him. And I'm like, yep, Westside Hoover. He like, for sure. You know, he like, we gonna see though. You know, he got that little look. He like, yep. I'm like, yeah, for sure. And so when I get in the building with him, I go to my bed. That nigga come straight to the bed, like, what's up? I'm like, what's up? He like, yeah, we gonna run that. I'm like, yeah, for sure. Everybody looking at me like, man, you know that's Bey Brazy. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. You know, it is what it is. I'm quite humble. So I'm like, it is what it is. And, you know, they set it up. The staff basically set it up, too. We went up in there. We went up in the room. We thundered, got down. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to speak on how, like, you know, it is what it was. You know, like I say, bro, older, well, and taller than a nigga. But I was like a young nigga at the time. And I went up there and I held my own respect. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I got to say about that. You know, once you get shit out the way, you get it out the way. Now we living together. Of course, you know, we wasn't at first, you know, we wasn't like that. You know, we had to put, you know, had to put respect on each other later on. You know what I'm saying? You know, we was young, so we still like that. But mind you, when this dude did years, you know, you took the way together. You feel me? So after you do years with a nigga, let me tell you something. Man, this dude, we was in riots together. Mm-hmm. Me and Bey Brazy was in multiple riots together against other people. You feel me? You know, and on some black shit, it was like on some black shit, it was a good nigga to have in your corner when we was going against other people. Let's say that.
Yeah.
On some black shit, you know, it was multiple niggas from different places in that motherfucker. And a lot of niggas didn't get along. You know, niggas got down with each other. But that's one thing I can say when it came down to some black shit, bro. And we had to stick together. Yeah, we were side by side. So we got respect for each other like that. We see each other in the hole. You know, we was getting maced up together, getting bombs threw at us together. And, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we did years together. And we was in multiple different YAs with each other, too. So, you know, as years come, it became like a cool bond. We was like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was like, what's up, nigga? You know, he was doing his thing for the Bloods. You know, I was doing my thing for the Hoovers and the Hoover Crips. You feel me?
Yeah. You know, young Ant Jefe don't care about number what the check say.
Jefe, that's my guy right there. Jefe, he's a real one, man. He's definitely a real one.
Who's finna double back and tell every piece of this story. It's gonna take him 3 days to tell it, but he gonna stutter his way and laugh through it. Jesus Christ, on L's I beat him. I went in there, threw my shit up, it was over for him. Tee-hee-hee. Whenever somebody tell a Squabble story and they humble about it, they eventually get forced to tell the story with a little bit more emphasis. That's the pattern I've been seeing, at least. Bolo seemed grounded. He spoke on OG Gumby going hard on the Texas Hoovers, too. He basically said the H come first, 'cause it's all type of Hoovers. They already been down there pushing for 30-something years. Let them do their thing. He said Gumby a good dude. He's solid, a real big homie. He always gonna ride with him, but that's just how he felt on that. Far as Kunta, he said he need to step down and let a young face represent the H down south, 'cause Cud don't even know what a Kiwi is. Kunta's still talking about Kiwi, Kunta, Kente. Bolo said anybody going against Gumby gonna lose at the end of the day. Plain and simple, groove. DamnHomie got something special as a journalist. The people now recognize, She got the ability to make her guests feel comfortable. From all walks of life, she peeling back layers and getting exclusive after exclusive. Y'all go sub up to her platform, man. Political street views? No, fake news.